Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Apple Tech Center here, and it has been exactly 1 week since Apple released iOS 15 Developer Beta 1 to developers. So today we're just going to be talking about the features, when we can expect Beta 2 to come out, when we can expect the public beta, and all the new features that I found in iOS 15. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So the first feature I want to talk about is FaceTime. So FaceTime got a huge update in iOS 15 so far. So if I open up FaceTime, as you can see, there's this create a link option. If I actually create a link, I can actually add a name for it. If I push add name, like I can, for instance, movie night. I spelled movie wrong. I can go movie night, for example, push OK. And then I can copy this link and I can send it to Android users. I can send it to Windows users. I can send it to Mac users. But Windows and Android are the main ones. And they can actually join this FaceTime call. And as you can see right here in FaceTime, it'll say upcoming. Another new feature we got with FaceTime is screen sharing. Now, screen sharing was a huge update. And this was not expected. No one was expecting to get this feature, but you can actually screen share. But currently in beta 1 of iOS 15, you cannot screen share yet. But as I said in the intro, we're going to be talking about features that are coming soon. So let's get on to the next feature. Now, another one of the biggest features that was enabled in iOS 15, which we have access to right now, is the focus feature. So with focus, you have all these options, including do not disturb, like when you're driving, your personal, you're sleeping, YouTube recording, YouTube time, work. You can share this across devices. You can go into focus status, and you can make it to where your focus tells apps and people that you have notifications silenced. So I've created YouTube recording and YouTube time, so if you want to, you can create a custom, a fitness, a gaming, and a reading. So custom, you can actually name it something like gaming. And I can put a little controller, and then I can push next, and then you can allow any contact you want to actually contact you. You can add a group, all iCloud, all iPhone, but I'm not going to do any of that right now. I'm going to say allow none, and then you can allow apps that you can actually use for gaming. So I'm going to allow YouTube, I'm going to allow settings, TV, weather, and then it'll say allow 4 apps. And then this is a new feature also, time-sensitive notifications. Allow people and apps to deliver important notifications immediately, even when you have focus turned on. So you can either allow this or not now. I'm going to say not now. This is a really cool feature because now you can focus on what's important, like your work, your driving, or something else. This is one of the biggest features we got with iOS 14, and this is on all devices going down to the iPhone 6s. So one thing that people are going to be wondering about a lot is the battery life. So if I go into settings and I go down to battery life, battery health, you can see my maximum capacity is 100%, and the battery life on this iPhone is pretty good. So it matters what your battery capacity is. If it's 100, it'll be amazing. But I really can't complain about the battery life because the battery life hasn't really been that bad. It usually gets me through the whole day, if not half the day. So people are going to be wondering about battery life. So I just wanted to put this in here that battery life is working pretty good, and it's going to get better as these betas get released. In the public beta, whenever that gets released, I'll talk about that later in the video. It's going to be even better in the public beta than it is in the developer beta 1. So I also want to talk about music right now. So So I have been listening to music on the Apple, on the iPhone, and I gotta say, Apple Music has been really good. The Dolby Atmos has been a very good addition that Apple actually added to iOS 15. It's just been a very good experience. So I do recommend that you try this if you're on iOS 15. By the way, tell me how it's been for you. How has the battery life been? How has the Dolby Atmos feature that they added to Apple Music been for you? The cellular streaming and all of that they added new into Apple Music. How has it been working for you? Comment down below. Now I want to talk about iOS 15 performance based. So I have not run into many bugs or crashes on iOS 15. Battery life based, like I said, it's pretty good on my device. And again, comment down below how your battery life has been on iOS 15 Developer Beta 1 if you have it installed. And the performance has been pretty good for a beta. But remember, this is Beta 1, Developer Beta 1. There is still a lot of improvements to be made. And I think Apple did pretty good performance-wide on iOS 15 Developer Beta 1. But again, battery drains fast when you're in FaceTime. Comment down below if it does that for you, because I have noticed that when you're in a FaceTime call, it's like a battery draining machine. It drains very fast when you're in the FaceTime app. Like, your battery might go down very fast if you're in FaceTime because there's so many new features. But overall, iOS 15 Developer Beta 1 performance based has been very, very impressive for a first beta. And it's only just going to get better as the beta goes on. And just because we didn't see a bunch of the new features available at launch, which I was really upset about, doesn't mean that we'll see it in the near future. Like share play on FaceTime, like screen sharing. I was very annoyed that wasn't in FaceTime when I first got the beta, because I was really looking forward to actually trying that out and telling you guys how that did on my device. I am also hoping for Apple to enable interactive widgets. This is actually me just hoping this will come. I have no information according to this, but widgets were underwhelming. Like, they added new stacks. They added a lot of new widgets that weren't in iOS 14. So yeah, they just updated this very wellly, and I'm hoping they release interactive widgets soon, because that will really make a use for widgets. Because if you don't know, on Android there's interactive widgets, and it's just really cool. And for Apple to release this, not many people are going to go to Android as fast, because Apple's bringing the features that are on Android to iOS, and it's very cool to see, because I'm really happy with what Apple is doing to their devices or to their software. So one of the leaks that were here before iOS 15, which was released, and I actually talked about this in a video earlier. If you go back on my channel, you can see I talked about this specific feature being confirmed. But if you go up into the control center, as you can see, there is not much changed. Well, there's this focus right here. But I think that if Apple were to actually have a redesigned control center, they would have put it in the Developer Beta 1 or in Beta 1 for users to get really used to it. But it doesn't look like we're gonna have any interactive. It doesn't look like we're having a redesigned control center, but it could happen. But I really don't know. But there is this new focus feature in here, so you don't have to go into settings. But I don't think they're gonna have a new redesigned control center yet. Maybe iOS 16, maybe iOS 15 Beta 2. I don't know if they're gonna have this. Like I said earlier, they didn't enable most of the features that are in iOS 15, so it could happen, but I highly doubt it. One thing I hope Apple introduces to the lock screen, or does with the lock screen, is an improvement to the lock screen. Like, seriously, we need an update to the lock screen right now. And if Apple could introduce that in a future beta or in the public beta, Beta 3, Developer Beta, if they could introduce that, that would be very awesome, and I would really appreciate it, Apple. If you're watching this, which I highly doubt you are, please update the lock screen. We need an update the lock screen. So the next thing I want to talk about is the Messages application. From what Apple, the promotional stuff that was happening before WWDC actually happened, the promotional stuff they did was about Messages, but it didn't get the update that I thought it would get. It didn't get as big of an update as I thought it would actually get. But maybe in future betas, as I said, maybe Apple will actually roll out some more updates to the Messages. In WWDC, they didn't talk about Messages as much. Like, throughout WWDC, they talked about Messages a few times. But I'm hoping Apple will actually put more features into the Messages application as the betas go on, because we have a long way to go. We have like 4 months of updates. That's 4 months of updates for me to cover on this channel. Anyways, yeah, I hope they will bring more features to iMessage as time goes. Don't get me wrong, they brought a lot of features like drag and drop. You can actually drag and drop images from Safari into the Messages application. Photos it's easier to see photos now. And some more stuff that they added are very good in Messages. I just hope in the future they will add more to the Messages application as time goes on. Okay, now talking about bugs. I can't say I've encountered a lot of bugs or many bugs. Sometimes when I open the Facebook application and try to change a profile picture on some parts of Facebook, I will crash. But I have to say, I have not experienced any bugs as in resprings on the device or anything like that. So bugs for me, not really that many. But a comment down below if you have had any sort of bugs on iOS 15 Developer Beta 1. I would love to know, because I have not encountered very many bugs on iOS 15 Developer Beta 1. So now let's talk about when we can see the iOS 15 Developer Beta 2 and the iOS 15 Public Beta come out. So I expect to see iOS 15 Developer Beta 2 on a week from now, Monday, June 21st, 2021, or after. So it could come out, it's going to come out the week of the 21st of June, 2021. So we can see it in a week's time. We have had the first week of iOS 15. So what Apple usually does is they roll out the second beta 2 weeks after. So we can see it next week, the week of next week. Now for the public beta, Apple actually said that the public beta will be rolling out to public beta testers in July. So I expect it won't be coming out July 4th or the 5th because of Independence Day. But I expect the 6th or the 7th of July, the public beta for iOS 15 and developer beta 3 will be coming out to public beta testers and developers. And I will continue to make updates for you on iOS 15 Developer Beta 1. And when the Beta 2 comes out and when Public Beta is out, I continue to go around the software and dig around the software to find new features. There's just so much about iOS 15 I want to talk about to you guys and actually give you coverage on iOS 15. That is the goal of this channel. But I do also want to give Apple some time to improve, because if I show you like over 85 new features, then it might change in the future as betas come out. I just want to wait for Apple to actually improve on the betas and actually change all the features and just improve in general on iOS 15. But I do give you guys an overall view of iOS 15. But remember, these things could change, so I'm just waiting for Apple to improve on it so I can go over the features then, and then them not change. So stay tuned for that. Again, stay tuned, because as we get closer to the final release of iOS 15, that's when we'll see most of the features that are actually going to stay on iOS 15. That's when Apple will be getting closer to actually getting done with the software and actually release it to the public in September. But again, we have a few months to go before that happens. So yeah, guys, if you did come to enjoy this video, then please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, Share this with your friends that want to know more about iOS 15. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.